I'm absolutely excited about this showdown between these two popular weed killers. T-Zone being on the more contractor side. We're gonna get into the pluses and minuses of using a contractor product. Then we have the off-the-shelf Roundup to kill the weeds and not your lawn. And it has a really broad range of weeds, and shockingly, it's got some really good active ingredients in it. It was pretty close to the T-Zone, so I thought it'd make for a really good head-to-head. Now, right off the bat, T-Zone does fantastic with both cool season lawns and select warm season lawns. You need to make sure that you read the label. We're dealing with the same issue with the Roundup weed killer, but the one thing that the Roundup has that the T-Zone doesn't is Quinclorac, which is an annual grass weed killer. Let's look at the type of weeds that we have. Most of what we have is a billion dandelions. I mean, they are just everywhere throughout the lawn. Then we've got some bindweed, which is really hard to do. A couple different types of grasses like bunching tall fescue. We've got a little bit of violet. We've also got some sticker weeds of what we call here in our local region is goat heads. This is going to be a really good test. Now, one thing about herbicides that I just want you guys to understand, most of them are not going to differentiate between grasses. The Roundup weed killer actually has Quinclorac in it, which is an annual grass killer. You've got stuff like crabgrass, you've got foxtail, things that are annual grass is going to kill it, but a lot of you guys confuse bunching tall fescue with being a crabgrass, and it's really just not. Let's get the stuff on the lawn, and then we'll talk about the mix rates right now. So here's the interesting part about the mix rates. The T-Zone goes down at 1.2, I believe, to 1.6 ounces per 1,000 square feet, where the Roundup off of the shelf comes off at 4 ounces of solution per 500 square feet, according to the label. Now on this lawn, I'm gonna go ahead and broadcast spray everything because I've got a lot more weeds coming up that are just budding out that we're not really seeing coming up. So it's gonna be a little bit better. Now, broadcast means I'm gonna spray the entire surface area of the entire lawn. Spot spray means I'm going to be spraying a weed here, I'm going to be spraying a weed there. Now, one thing I wanna do is we're gonna spray this patch, and on the left, we're gonna spray T-Zone, and on the right, we're gonna spray the Roundup, just to give us a good idea at which one is going to do a better job. So let's talk about the equipment that you're gonna need for this. This is my all-time favorite backpack sprayer. It's the Typhoon series. I love the 2.5 or the 3.0. You don't have to buy anything fancy like this. I love it because it sprays at 1 gallon per minute. And I've got my walking pace all figured out at 1 gallon per minute per 1,000 square feet. I'll drop a card up here in the upper right-hand corner so you can figure out how to calibrate sprayers and backpacks properly so you can use these products. The other thing is personal protective equipment. You're gonna need some rubber gloves so this stuff does not get on your hands. You need a long sleeve shirt. I prefer a waterproof jacket, which is why I have this one. Closed-toe shoes, and also something to protect your eyes. I like to go a step further and protect my ears too, so I'll typically just wear some headphones to keep it easy. But the name of the game is to put the certain amount of product over 1,000 square feet. That's how you're gonna keep this nice and even, and you never want to deviate from the instructions according to the label. So you wanna identify the weeds that you have, identify the grass types that you have, and then spray according to the label to keep you in a safe spot. But step number 1 is always grass identification. Step number 2, read the label. Make sure that the type of grass that you have is compatible for that solution, and then also make sure that the weed that you're targeting is on the label. Most important part about weed killing is we have to let the solutions dry on the weed. So what we're gonna give it 24 hours, no water. Now, preferably, if we wanna back a step up, I'd rather have you water up until the day and also apply a slight amount of fertilizer just to promote a little bit of growth on these stubborn weeds, and it will smoke them real quick. But the most important part is after, it's gotta let it dry, especially with that Quinclorac in there with the Roundup. It needs 24 hours. If it's really hot, still wanna follow the label, but you probably get away with 12 hours. Here we are 11 days later, and I'm dying to see our results. Very honey. But let's start out with the T-Zone side. Running through the lawn, everything burned out really, really nicely and as expected. The majority of these, however, were dandelions, and let's be honest, that's probably the easiest thing in the world to kill. So let's go ahead and look along the parking strip and see what we've got here. And it looks like, actually, this is surprising, the morning glory just torched. Again, another annual grass that we have here, and it got torched a little bit, but it didn't actually die. But the majority of the hard to do weeds died. And this is a tough one, and usually I've found that it has to take 2 treatments. What ends up happening with thistle is we have a really, really thick weed, and some of these just require 2 sprays, no matter how you look at it. Let's make our way over to the back to our other section that has the other hard to do weeds. I believe we had some sandbur and goat head in this area. And honestly, pretty impressed. You can see with the sandbur, we got some really decent kill with that, and also the chickweed that we have here too. So that's actually pretty decent results. But all in all, some really good, efficient results with T-Zone. Now let's move on to the Roundup. I want to give you guys a friendly reminder. The biggest difference between the T-Zone and the Roundup is that Quinclorac, which is an annual grass killer. That combination with the annual grass killer is pretty awesome. But again, very similar results that we had in the grass to the T-Zone, where we've completely fried out the dandelions. So, and I dare say that we got, 99% kill with the dandelions in the backyard. We've got some new growth that is occurring, and this is super common for those of you guys out there that don't understand that. This is what happens when you have a lawn. You're going to have some new stuff popping up, and if it hadn't already leafed out, you're gonna get some more stuff. But look, it absolutely destroyed all of the bindweed, which is really, really promising. Very happy to see that. Very effective, very efficient. You can see everything in the grass. Grass is still alive. Weed is dead. Now we're coming up on our plot where we sprayed both products on each side, and both products appear to have worked effectively and efficiently. We had a little better kill on the left side than we did the right side. I don't know if that is just because of the maturity of the weed. These ones look fluffier, but these ones had a faster kill on the left side. So we're just going to try to keep this as non-biased as possible, but let me know down in the comments what you feel. Now, as far as the annual grass killing side of the Roundup, I was a little bit let down, right? We've got these areas right here of like common mallow and a few other weeds that we absolutely obliterated. But as for the annual grasses, look, started to die, didn't die. This whole section of Foxtail started to die. You can see in here it started to die, but really was unaffected in the end. So this brings me to one thing, right? The label is saying that on a spot spray or a tank spray, we do 6.4 ounces per 1,000 square feet. So the question is did I put it down correctly per 1,000 square feet, or was I walking too fast and put too little down? But judging off of the kill of everything else, I want to say it did a good job. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small treatment on the Foxtail. We'll see what our results are. I feel like we should see something. However, the real question is it because of the second treatment, or is it just because the mix rates I was in control of? The weed size does matter, and when it comes to crabgrass, most of these products only want you to go to the third tiller, which is a little bit larger than this one right here. So you're going to be most effective using these sprays against crabgrass when they're at this size. Now by third tiller, they just mean that it's got 1, 2, 3 stems coming off of it. So here's our results on the Foxtail, and this is about 3 weeks later. However, here's what I'm going to tell you, size does matter. These are very tall areas of grass, and I'm on the fence if the T-Zone with Quinclorac is the one that did it up, or if it was just a fact that it was a second treatment. So this one's kind of tough to tell. Roundup for Lawns or T-Zone SE combo, which one should you be spraying this season? They both kill weeds, one hits harder, lasts longer, and costs less than you might think. So let's break this down real quick. Both products have multiple modes of action, with just a fancy way of saying that they attack weeds in different ways. Roundup for Lawn has 4 active ingredients, including Quinclorac and sulfentrazone. That's your grassy weed killer and your burn down agent. It's also good to mention it's easy to find in stores. It already includes the Quinclorac that kills crabgrass and other antigrasses, and all you gotta do is mix it with water. Very easy to use. T-Zone SE has triclopyr, dicamba, sulfentrazone 2,4-D. It doesn't include the Quinclorac, but 2 of the modes of actions and active ingredients are stronger at tough weeds like wild violet and creeping Charlie. So yes, both have sulfentrazone, but only Roundup for Lawns includes Quinclorac out of the bottle. If you want grassy weed control with T-Zone, you have to add Quinclorac and a methylated seed oil to make it stick, and adding these products would make it equal to Roundup for Lawns at an added cost. Speaking of costs, I crunched the numbers so you don't have to. I paid $16.99 for the 32-ounce bottle of Roundup for Lawns, and that included a $4 discount. So the total bottle gives me about 5,000 square feet of solution for a total cost $3.40 per 1,000 square feet. Now with the regular shelf price of $21.99, the cost per 1,000 square feet is $4.40. So let's compare the T-Zone combo just to keep it equal and fair. I paid $34.89 for T-Zone 32-ounce bottle, $61.73 for the 64-ounce Quinclorac bottle, $22.89 for the 32-ounce bottle of methylated seed oil. Just the T-Zone bottle gives me over 26,000 square feet of solution for a total cost of $3.09 per 1,000 square feet. Surprised? I was too. Even with the extra tank mix, the T-Zone plus Quinclorac and the MSO is cheaper per application, and it hits harder on the broadleaf stuff. The real downside is it requires purchasing multiple products. The total $118.91 compared to the $16.99 to $21.99 you're going to spend on the Roundup. But considering we get over 26,000 square feet out of the mix, it might be worth it. So let's break that down. Mathematically, we'd need to purchase 6 bottles of the Roundup to cover 26,000 square feet, which would cost about $101.94 a discount. If we can't find that $4 discount, it would cost $131.94. So here's the real benefit of purchasing the T-Zone combo. In my region, I really only need to use the anti-grass killer between mid-June through September. So early spring, fall, I would only need to use T-Zone, and that dramatically reduces my costs down to $1.31 per 1,000 square feet to be exact, which is almost 3 times lower. So here's the deal. If you want convenience, decent control, a lower upfront cost, Roundup for Lawns will do just fine, but if you want to hammer hard to kill weeds, save a little cash while you're at it, the T-Zone combo is a better move. I use it on my own lawn, and I tank mix with Quinclorac methylated seed oil for full control when I need to. I'll be sure to post the links of all the products in the description down below if you want to give it a try. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me up down in the comments down below. Until next time, guys, it's the Pest and Lawn Ginja. We're slaying lawns.